Yeah, so Trumbo, I mean, I wasn't expecting too much from this because I know some people have been saying, oh, it's only good for the Cranston performance. Directed by J. Roach, Trumbo is following in the 1940s Dalton Trumbo, played by Bryan Cranston. Trumbo was Hollywood's top screenwriter, famous for a lot of hits, including Roman Holiday, which obviously he wasn't credited for writing at the time because he was under the blacklist, which I'll get to. He and other artists in the sort of in his general field were jailed and blacklisted, meaning they couldn't work in Hollywood for their political beliefs. Well, no one would hire them essentially because they knew about that he was a communist and so were his friends. And it's basically a story of how he used his brilliant spirit and his writing skills to sort of eschew the blacklist and sort of stick a finger up at it and win 2 Academy Awards and expose the absurdity of it, because it was a really stupid thing, and it stopped many very talented people from doing the thing they loved. And you know, it is a good watch. I was invested, and Bryan Cranston is terrific, frankly, and he did deserve to get nominated for it because it's a really good performance. But I think there's too much fat to it. I thought that wasn't really needed, and I don't know if you noticed it, but there was 1 or 2 like really jarring tonal shifts.
Yeah.
Like throughout, I thought that was a problem. And Helen Mirren's character, playing a gossip columnist called Hedda Hopper, she is. It's almost cartoonish.
I didn't enjoy Helen Mirren in this. It was very pantomime. It was almost as if she was sort of set up as a direct villain.
Yeah.
And really the villain is the entire sort of film industry. It felt unnecessary and totally wrong. Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm a sucker for something like this, where it's sort of the fight for, you know, for rights essentially. But I mean, it is the fact that it plays it more as a fight for creative people to do the things they love, and the fact that they pin it down to Trumbo and his family and make it more personable than they could have. They could have made it a lot more Oscar baity than they wanted to. But the fact that they stick to their guns throughout is to its massive credit. And despite the fact that it is a great performance from Cranston, I do feel like it just did have a little too much to it that let it down. I mean, there are great turns by John Goodman.
John Goodman.
John Goodman as Frank Kin, who was a trashy producer back in the day, and Elle Fanning as his daughter, and Diane Lane as his wife. But despite the performance, I think the story just needed a few more. And Alan Tudyk, of course,
and Louis C.K.
as well.
Underused completely.
They're all great performances, but I think the story just had a little too much to it to make it concise enough to focus on the family and sort of extrapolate on what they set up and make it satisfying. But it was a decent watch, but nothing exceptional, I'd say, or nothing great even.
Trumbo is on now at the Tyneside Cinema. If you want to fancy seeing it, let us know what you thought. Mixcloud.com, that's there. Twitter.com/LRJFilmShow, Facebook.com/LRJFilmShow.
And your tech mixed up.
And Joe, you weren't interested in this, really?
No, I don't know why. Just no urge.
No, well.
No urge.